Homemade song on a homemade uke. This is a uke I made back in June of '06, it says. If you can read that. I signed it. And it's made of scrap wood. The bridge is scrap wood. The nut is beef bone. The friction pegs are hand carved, and I'm using fishing line for my strings. Kind of wanted to show you my string supply. This is 40-pound test, 50-pound test. Let's see. We have 60-pound test. Last but not least, 30. And this is the order I use them in. String number 1 would be the 40-pound test. String number 2 is the 50. String 3, you guessed it, 60. And string 4 is the 30. And that's what this is right here. 30, 60, 50, 40. One of the things about friction pegs, it can be really tricky. And I'll give you an example of how sometimes people struggle with this. The way I put the strings on, and I'll loosen this up so you can see, is vital to the function of this friction peg. Like, you see how wobbly this is? If I was to put the string on and just wind it, we'll see if it can get it to work. If I just put the string on there, put the string on there and just wind it without any care, it's basically impossible and a real nightmare. So you're putting it on there and you're pushing on it and no tension whatsoever. Oh, here we go. It slips. Nightmare, right? Well, this is the main reason I wanted to make this video, is to show you how I do this, and been doing it for many years. I love the old style friction pegs. One of the main things you got to do is, when you put your string in, that this is secured in place. So when you put it in there, you can either be real careful and to make sure that it doesn't slip out, or you could use a piece of tape to secure it. Just happen to have a little piece of tape right here, and you can secure that on there. Now, the tricky part. What I do is I put the peg in, now leave about an inch of slack on the end. Oh, I should explain how much string I use too. What I do is I make a knot on the end of the string, put it in, and then I measure about 6 inches from the peg itself when you run it through the whole clip. That way you have enough string to wind onto the post. So what I do is I hold the string in my hand like this, and then with the index finger I push the string onto the face of the headstock here. See, I'm pushing it with this index finger, and then I carefully grab the peg, and without loosening it, without letting go of it, I turn it carefully, applying pressure into the headstock. And every time I wind it, the string is wrapping tightly onto the post, and it's going underneath each wind. And I'm making sure not to let go of the peg. And if you continue to do this, you'll create friction, which is necessary to keep that string in tune. And my right hand is gripping the string, not allowing any slack. Turning it nice and slow, and you have to be patient. Generally, a friction peg isn't as loose as this one, but I picked the most loose friction peg to show how good this actually works. So now we should be pretty high, so we can and there you have it. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Cheers.